It's freestanding, sort of, but it's untrellised. That's a better way to do it. Really, this is all, now they would all stand up. They don't need this. It's really for training and strength, because what happens, they become top heavy. And in the first couple years, they go, ooh, and they bend over. And so if you don't put a little tie up in here, it's not going to stay upright. And that becomes a problem when they bend over, because you drive the tractor and then you drive over them.
Oh, right.
And that's not what you want to do, because you're going to kill it, right? You're going to break it. So, yeah, this is, you know, this is one of the styles. So over on Prisma, we have the low one. Over here, we have this one. And then I mentioned the other block, which is like a vertical cordon, right? So it has this, it has a wood stake that's probably about that high. And then think about a cordon going horizontally, but just think about it vertically.
Right, yeah.
That's all, right? So it just climbs straight up, and then on each side of the vine, there's a spur position here, 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 right?
Yeah.
So it's beautifully balanced, right? You got half the crop on this side of the plant, half the crop on this side of the plant. And you just, you know, you get like 6, 7, 8 positions up this trunk, and you just have this beautifully kind of balanced vine. The great thing about growing Grenache like this, you can see the girth, right?
Right, yeah.
Look at how freaking wide
Those
these
shoots,
things grow.
Yeah.
So Grenache, it grows wide, right? It doesn't grow necessarily super long.
Right.
It grows wide. And so wide and squat, you know, I don't get the picture of a hedge in my mind when I'm thinking of wide and squat.
Yeah.
When I grow Syrah and it grows these long, lean shoots, then I feel like the hedging and the vertical, all that stuff is great. But the problem that you have with a wide plant is it wants to grow this way, right? And then we want to take all that girth and squeeze it into a hedge. Does that make any sense at all?
I'm trying to
So you're
picture
basically taking all this stuff and you're just squeezing it together to grow in a hedge, right?
Right.
So look at all these shoots, and where your clusters would be, it would just be this compacted hellhole of an area of grapes in there, right?
And so that's where the fruiting zone is just down at the bottom of it?
Yeah, exactly. So they'll fruit, you know, it depends on the variety, between the, you know, 3rd and 4th node, or the, you know, some of them are lower, or some of them, sometimes Syrah fruits way the heck up here. I don't know, it's just different. So the problem that we had in the vertical trellising, this is the whole reason why we do these freestanding, whatever, untrellised vines, is because when you take all that wide and you squeeze it all together, you just have this mess of leaves and laterals and grapes and big clusters on Grenache, right? It's a big clustered variety. And so we'd spend all this time squeezing it together, and then we'd have to go through and thin it all out because it was just a mess, right? You get no light, no air movement around those grapes. So we had to create the air movement. So you train them like this, you thin out the suckers, no leafing, anything. You just have this very open, you know, dappled light, aerated canopy.
Perfect, yeah.
So it's perfect on its own with us just doing very little manipulation to it.